The 2020 New South Wales Architecture Awards are proudly supported by BlueScope, Brickworks, and Dulux, Lysart, Fielders, and Bondor, Built Environment Channel, Planned Cover, and Architecture Media.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020 New South Wales Architecture Awards live stream. My name's Viv O'Connell and it is my great pleasure to be your host this evening as we celebrate architecture across the state of New South Wales. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we're gathered this evening, wherever we may be, and I pay my respect to elders and community as continuing custodians of their rich cultural heritage. Well, tonight marks the 6th live-streamed Architectural Awards announcement, and the response so far has been fantastic. If the last few weeks have been anything to go by, we're joined tonight not only by members in New South Wales, but an audience across the country and even overseas. So a very warm welcome to you all. And what better way to start this evening than with a message now from the New South Wales Chapter President, Kathlyn Loseby.
Thanks, Viv, and welcome to the 2020 New South Wales Architecture Awards. As a settler from Wongal lands of the Darug people, I would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to their elders both past, present and emerging. I acknowledge the lessons of our First Nations people. If we care for country, country will care for us. This is an important lesson to keep at the forefront of our minds as we strive for design excellence. We must respect the land upon which we live, the materials we use, and the relevance of the building to the place it is located. Tonight, we celebrate many great buildings with elegant solutions to complex briefs, all resulting in buildings that bring joy and delight, not only for the occupants that live, work and play in them, but for the public that passes the building, and for our profession to pore over in the magazines and details that will follow tonight. I have 3 thank yous. The first to chapter staff who work tirelessly and volunteer tirelessly, not only for this event and the awards, but for the tremendous amount of support and service they provide for all members of the Institute throughout the year, and to the benefit of all in our profession. Second, to this year's jury, who volunteered their time. Every project that made the shortlist is deserving of an award, I think. The ones that are shown tonight are exemplary. They had tough decisions. And finally, to our sponsors, who have continued to support us all year. So, sit back, enjoy the night, and celebrate with your peers.
Hear, hear, Kathlyn, and thank you. Well, let's get into it. But first, here's a couple of tags you might like to use if you're posting selfies or tweeting tonight. There they are. But other than that, let's get into the announcements. And we'll start with some prizes unique to New South Wales, the first of which is the New South Wales Premier's Prize, which is awarded from a short list of projects selected by the New South Wales Government Architect. These projects benefit the people of New South Wales, whether they be educational, cultural, transport or accommodation facilities. And to make the announcement, it is my pleasure to hand over to Rob Stokes, New South Wales Minister for Planning and Public Spaces.
G'day everyone. First I'd like to thank Abby Galvin and the Australian Institute of Architects for the great privilege of presenting the Premier's Award this evening. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we celebrate tonight, wherever we are in New South Wales. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, great architecture is about the people who perceive it, who inhabit it, who work in it, who walk past it. And in terms of ensuring great architectural outcomes and in celebrating wonderful design, our role as the New South Wales Government, and particularly managing the planning system, is to make sure that the rules to enable great design are clear, are straightforward, and help us, inspire us to achieve better and better all the time. That's why, as part of the Design State Environmental Planning Policy that Abby and I announced earlier this year, we're keen to move more away from prescriptions about what great design must look like and instead move toward principles to liberate and to encourage and to incubate great design thinking. Our idea is for great design to keep improving, for us to really work together to discover and to fine-tune an Australian vernacular and even localised vernacular in all of the communities in which we work and inhabit. So we've got an exciting year of reform and change ahead of us in the design community in terms of ensuring that our rules for encouraging great design are clear, are simple and are user-friendly. But on that note, I'd now like to move to my official role for this evening, and that is to announce the winner of the Premier's Award for Architecture for 2020. And it's my great delight to announce that the winner is the Marrickville Library Project with Architects BVN. Thanks very much.
The architects have understood the changing role that a library plays in its community. Cleverly interconnected with the adaptively reused former Marrickville Hospital building, this project has harnessed the opportunity to create a true community precinct that incorporates history and place and delivers a welcoming and beautiful environment for its diverse neighbourhood, and provides a multi-generational space for learning, interacting, making, socialising and teaching. Congratulations, BVN. Thank you, Minister, and congratulations, BVN. The next announcement is the City of Sydney Lord Mayor's Prize, which is awarded to a project that improves the quality of the public domain through architectural or urban design excellence. The Lord Mayor selects the prize recipients, so without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to the Lord Mayor, Clover.
Thanks, Viv, and hello everyone. And I first of all would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and pay my respects to their elders both past and present, and acknowledge the people of the many nations who live in our city. We watch with pride as development in our city is continuing to reach higher standards of beauty, sustainability and amenity, with our focus on making it a city for people to not only work in, but as a place for people to gather and enjoy. There were a number of projects selected by Graham Yarn, our Director of City Planning, and after much deliberation, I would like to announce the 2020 Lord Mayor's Prize for Design Excellence goes to the CBD and South East Light Rail within the City of Sydney. I congratulate designers Grimshaw and Aspect Studios, working with Transport for New South Wales and in collaboration with the City of Sydney. This has led to one of the most significant transformations in the history of the city centre. Rather than simply adding or removing a transport service, as in the past, it has enabled an expansion of the public domain as a pedestrian boulevard. It has prioritised people over buses and cars, and it's reclaimed George Street, arguably Sydney's most important street. It's a spine that connects the city's Yarn-Gill vision for 3 public squares, starting at Circular Quay and then on to the future Town Hall and Central Squares. While the light rail service is now running, pedestrianisation is occurring in stages, with the first stage from Hunter to Bathurst Street now complete, and the next stage from Bathurst Street to Rawson Place near Central starting in the very near future. It's brought a new spirit to the business and commercial heart of our city, and will inspire even more civic activation, which is especially important post-COVID-19. We've already seen private investment anticipate what George Street will become, a boulevard to stroll in and take in the city both day and night. I acknowledge the state government, which made the hard decision for this dramatic change, And I thank everyone involved in this transformational project. Thank you.
And I am joined now by Andrew Cortez from Grimshaw, and congratulations to the team.
Thank you.
What would you like to say?
It's obviously it's a little bit unfamiliar in this way, but anyway, look, it's been a remarkable project being involved on behalf of our team, and it's great that the city and the state are investing in the civic benefits of great public transport, and it's been over 6 years where our team of Grimshaw with Aspect have been investing their lives and dedicating their lives to that, and to enable a great, outstanding public realm concurrent with great public transport, which gives amenity and an enlivenment of the city. We have to obviously acknowledge the role of the City of Sydney in the collaboration and the establishment of the design and the great stewardship of this project by Transport for New South Wales. But not for that, it also is about connecting Surrey Hills, Moore Park, Randwick, UNSW, and the great kind of benefits that arise from connecting the city and its communities back together in what was the mode of transport that Sydney was established on. So again, we acknowledge our team of Aspect and the city and Randwick Council and the state for the kind of the long investment into making a great project.
Fantastic, Andrew. And can I just ask you quickly, before the whooping starts up again, what does it mean to the entire team to be acknowledged in this way with this particular prize?
Well, I think with all public projects, we all are motivated by the public benefit that accrues. And we also know that it takes a tremendous amount of time and endeavour and commitment. And I think that the team, Kate and Kat and Michael and all the rest of the team has been involved. It's been a life lived. And so to actually forge that through all the challenges and stakeholders and communities and the different tremendously committed individuals to actually transact that outcome, it's tremendously satisfying now to actually look back. We have our office here looking over the George Street, and we have witnessed what was, an avenue of buses and heavy congestion and a terrible kind of pollution that came through the city, and the remaking of Australia's most historic street as a great public realm. So, Kat and Kate, do you want to?
I think it is very gratifying to win this award because it is, for us, it's been a very long journey. I think that's all I can say.
Well, look, congratulations once again to the team. It looks like you're settling in for a bit of a celebration there, so I do hope you enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, before we move on to the main awards categories, it's particularly important to announce one more prize, and that is the New South Wales Emerging Architect Prize, because the winner is considered for the national prize, which will be announced later in the year. This prize recognises an individual or collaboration's contribution to architectural practice, education, design excellence and community involvement, advancing the profession's role within the public arena. So without any further ado, the winner of this year's Emerging Architect Prize is Matthias Hollenstein from Studio Hollenstein. Matthias's practice, Studio Hollenstein, is already the recipient of extensive recognition and accolades through architectural awards. However, Matthias is also commended for his personal commitment to urban design, education, practice and design excellence. In a very short time, he has broken down traditional barriers for young emerging architects, locally, nationally and globally, and redefined their relevance and role. He is a true inspiration for the next generation of architects. Congratulations, Matthias. And I'm joined now by Matthias. Hi, how are you going?
Hey, very well, thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you for picking up so quickly. We're so glad we could have a chat with you. Congratulations. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a huge honour, so thanks to the Institute. It's really a reflection of all of the hard work of our team. just all of their work. So thanks very much for that. Thanks to my mum and dad, to my brother for their continued support. Really honoured to win this award. So thanks.
Fantastic. And now, I know there were a few people in the background when we first dialed into you a few seconds ago, and they've scurried away. What's happening at your place tonight? Are you celebrating?
Having a bit of a drink and some food at the house. Everyone was running around trying to get the camera set up. Thanks. I guess you've got to make do in times like this. Yeah.
Well, look, that's very true. I have to admit, I'm really enjoying dialing into people's lounge rooms and practices as we do this around the country. And you are, of course, now going to go on to represent New South Wales for the National Emerging Architect Prize. So all the very best with that. Is there anything else you'd like to say to close off?
No, just that I'm really honoured with the award, and thank you very much.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much again, Matthias. Congratulations and have a fabulous night.
Cheers. Will do. Thank you.
And now to the main awards announcements. And I'd like to hand over to the Chair of Juries, Peter Poulet, to say a few words about the jury's deliberations this year.
Thanks very much, Viv. And you might notice that I'm standing outside Green Square Library. A shout out to Matt, who is an alumnus of the Government Architects Office. Anyway, in 2020, the New South Wales Architecture Awards have been spoilt for choice. We've had a record number of entries and of such a high calibre that the juries had to deliberate long and hard. It's been unfortunate that the awards have had to be conducted virtually due to COVID-19 restrictions. But nevertheless, I really commend the efforts that all our jury members and entrants made during these difficult times. This year, all juries worked particularly diligently to ensure all projects were closely and thoroughly scrutinised, and the very best have been awarded. 2020 has been a strong year with many great projects to assess. The juries this year have reviewed 194 entries and shortlisted 106 in 12 different categories. In assessing the Blacket Prize, we were joined by representatives from the Newcastle and Country divisions. And the deliberations and judging of the Architecture Medallion were undertaken without my presence due to my involvement in one of the projects. Kathlyn Loseby chaired that discussion on my behalf. It's important to note that although in 2020 remote judging has ensured our awards were able to occur, all jurors feel strongly that site visits remain a fundamental aspect of the awards program and should continue in the future. I'd like to commend the continuity and the commitment provided by all our jury members in supporting the standard of this year's judging, and I congratulate all award-winning practices for their outstanding contribution to improving our built environment and the quality of life of our citizens. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter, and thanks to everyone who served on this year's jury in challenging circumstances. And now to the People's Choice Awards, and please note the use of the plural this year. COVID-19 restrictions have given everyone, architects and otherwise, occasion to reflect intently on space. So in response to this new appreciation the wider community has for quality spaces, the chapter has introduced the New South Wales People's Choice Awards for Life in 2020, where all the shortlisted projects have been in the running for one of three awards. The first is Isolation Oasis, Your Dream Quarantine Digs. The second is We're All in This Together, Your Preferred Community Space or Workplace. And Post-ISO Party, which pretty much speaks for itself. These awards have been open to everyone. The number of votes per person has been restricted so as not to skew the results. So without any further ado, the winners are... In the category of Isolation Oasis, Arcadia by DKO Architecture with Breathe Architecture and Oculus. In the category of We're All in This Together, Marrickville Library by BVN. And the final People's Choice Award, Post-ISO Party, goes to Bankwest Stadium by Populous. Congratulations to all of the winners.
We're Carter Williamson, and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Sean and the team at Carter Williamson. That's great. And nice dog. Now to the categories which will go through for consideration by the National Jury for a National Architecture Award later in the year. And just a note that if you receive a named award this evening, which is the highest honour in each of the categories, and if you've given us your details, please keep an eye open for our call, as we'll be hoping to cross to you live for a brief acceptance speech as the night goes on. The first announcement is the Award for Enduring Architecture, which celebrates buildings of outstanding merit that continue to be important as high-quality works of architecture. The jury for this year's award included Kathlyn Loseby as chair, and she was joined by Jennifer Preston, Susan O'Neill and Peter Solani. So without any further ado, the winner is Palm Garden House by Richard Leplastrier. Built between 1974 and 1976, Palm Garden House invites us to imagine a simpler life, lived more in tune with nature. Tucked into a gully on Sydney's northern beaches, it's a hidden sanctuary designed for a professional client by an architect and educator who has studiously shunned the spotlight over his long and influential career. Leplastrier and some shipwright friends built the house. The years have brought not decay, but a lustre to its timbers, and a lichen colony to the retractable canvas roof. All else is thoughtfully preserved. In a post-pandemic world questioning values and ways of life, Palm Garden House is a reminder of our elemental selves and a touchstone to architecture that is built with nature, not against it. Congratulations, Richard Leplastrier. And while we're not crossing to Richard this evening, Kathlyn was able to have a conversation with him and the owner, David Walker, recently. Here's part of their conversation.
Enduring Architecture New South Wales Award 2020. This is a seminal project. We're really excited that Palm House will receive this award. David, how do you feel about this?
Well, I wonder about the word enduring. And to two old men sitting here talking about the project they did 45 years ago gives you a clue about endurance. We're still friends. We still understand each other's words. So that to me is enduring.
Rick, how do you feel that Palm House, 45 years after it was built, receives the Enduring Architecture Award?
What's interesting is, for me about that is that it's an architecture award, but the place, the heart of the place is not the house, but the garden. And I've always felt that. And so it's really at the edges of the garden. So I'm moved by the fact that it's been recognised for having a long-lasting quality, and that I think in this age when stuff is getting used mindlessly, it's very nice to have that recognised, and one can hope perhaps that if we could only make things better and think things better, then they will last for a lot longer.
Wonderful, thank you.
Congratulations once again, Richard, and also David, and thanks Kathlyn and Peter for capturing that conversation. And now to the Blacket Prize. Established in 1984, this prize is awarded to a project situated in country New South Wales that promotes design excellence in a regional context. I'd like to acknowledge the panel of 9 jurors, and they have awarded the 2020 Blacket Prize to Verve Residences by CKDS Architecture with Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. Located within walking distance of local and regional public transport nodes, active retail and commercial precincts, Verve places value in civic spaces, activating the public realm and creating desirable residential living. Activating pedestrian and bicycle access, the project enhances connections to Newcastle's foreshore, contributes new public spaces to the city, and is an exemplary approach to high-density living. Congratulations, CKDS Architecture with Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. And Philip joins me now. Congratulations, Philip.
Thank you very much. We're very happy. There's the Hill Thallas office, but there's also the CKDS.
I'm always happy to hear that there's a party going on. That's fantastic.
There is a party. We can scan around, but there's a party also on site in the Warwick Miller, our fantastic client's apartment. And when you cross to CKDS, you'll see that.
Fantastic.
So we'd love to thank the Institute, of course, and all the people who've worked on the project, who are here and not here. It's certainly not a building you associate with being a regional building, but it really points to an urban future for our regional cities and towns. And so it has a lot of generosity in terms of the public space and in terms of the amenity of all the apartments, the shops, the offices that are in the building. So it's one we're particularly proud of.
Fantastic. And what kind of impact do you think it's going to have on Newcastle going forward?
Well, Newcastle's slated for a lot of development, so we hope it sets a high benchmark that the other buildings nearby around the new interchange will have to meet that quality. Newcastle deserves good architecture. It's had a great history of architecture, and there's no reason to think that the best buildings aren't actually ahead of us.
Wonderful. And is there anyone in particular that you'd like to acknowledge?
They're too busy clapping.
I guess you want to acknowledge everyone who's clapping in the side there, but anyone else?
They're too shy to come into the picture.
Oh, come on, team, get into it.
That's what we said.
Well, look, I'm glad that the celebrations are continuing there. I hope you enjoy the rest of the night, and thanks so much, Philip, and congratulations to the team.
And to CKDS and Warwick Miller.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, we're the Cologne Architects. You're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Crone, and that's some very impressive Lego, kids. A big shout out if you're watching tonight. And now to the Colorbond Award for Steel Architecture, supported by the Institute's principal partner, BlueScope.
For me, the pull of the Australian landscape is that it's got this beaten, weathered harshness, which is contrasted by these beautiful colours and soft matte surfaces. I love how a matte surface holds light, how it diffuses the light. It's absolute joy to photograph. It's like Colorbond steel matte. It's strong, enduring, yet subtle in its beauty.
And Matthew Wilton from BlueScope has sent through this message.
Hi, Matthew here. I'm the New South Wales and ACT Specification Manager for BlueScope. Firstly, congratulations to all the nominees on your amazing projects. On behalf of BlueScope, thank you for all your support using our products like Colorbond Steel in your projects. We love to see both the traditional and innovative ways our products are used. This is a partnership, and we couldn't be more proud to be the principal corporate partner, an honour we have now had for 35 years. As this current situation continues to unfold, we understand and appreciate the effort involved in adjusting to these new conditions. We appreciate that you constantly juggle your creative inspiration with social responsibilities and commercial realities, leading to constant problem solving. BlueScope takes pride in supporting and assisting you with this role. Unfortunately, we can't be there in person, but we're all here virtually and in spirit to celebrate yet another amazing year in architecture. On behalf of BlueScope, I'd like to congratulate all the nominees on your submissions and wish you all the best of luck.
Bankwest Stadium by Populous. Blackheath House by James Stockwell Architect. Exoskeleton House by Tact Studio. Lux on Eve by Smith and Zarnes. St Bede's Catholic College, Chisholm, Stage 1 by Shack. Upside Down Akubra House by Alexander Symes Architect. And and Woodcroft Neighbourhood Centre by Carter Williamson Architects for Blacktown City Council. Thanks, Matthew, and also BlueScope for your long-standing support of the Institute and this award. The jury has awarded a commendation and the award. The commendation goes to Upside Down Akubra House by Alexander Symes, architect. And the winner of the 2020 Colorbond Award for Steel Architecture is Bankwest Stadium by Populous. The jury was impressed by the architectural and structural achievements of this project, which successfully delivers practical solutions and polished details with a dash of colour. Steel is on display throughout this project, with exposed bolted connections, the steel-framed western stair and the articulated western facade, which enhances the form and changes dynamically during the day. Congratulations, Populous. And I'm joined now by Al Baxter and the team at Populous. Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi, we're well, thank you.
Excellent. What would you like to say on receiving this award?
Oh, of course, thank the Institute very much for awarding us this. It's a great honour, and thank, I guess, Colorbond as well, which is fantastic that they support this award every year. And of course, thank the team. So the whole team's here around. So look, it was a great team effort, both from here at Populous and then look, also fantastic to work with people like Pat Bishar at Lend-Lease and Joe Perello at Oricon, who is just as much part of this steel design as we were.
And I understand, from the jury comments that you designed this very much with the industrial heritage of Western Sydney in mind. Can you talk a little bit about that side of the project for us?
Yeah, well, look, we were asked by our client early on to try and have a connection, a meaningful connection with Western Sydney and try and bring the architecture to connect with the region. And so we thought the best way to do that was actually connect back to the industrial roots. And a lot of the sports that were played at Bankwest Stadium have blue-collar backgrounds, and so we thought it'd be a really nice way to express the steel as a way of recognising those roots in Western Sydney.
Fantastic. And I know that sustainability was also another very important part of this project, and I understand you've received some international accolades on that score as well. Can you talk us through some of that as well?
Yeah, we're really happy to be awarded LEED Gold certification. So we're the first stadium in Australia to receive that, and it's a new environmental certification, version 4, that's come out, and we're, I think, the first building in Australia also to receive LEED Gold version 4. So once again, a great effort by the team, helped there by, once again, Lend-Lease and Oricon in getting that certification, and yeah, a wonderful result.
Wonderful. And of course, you've also just won the Post-ISO Party Award as well with the People's Choice. So a lot to celebrate there. Look, congratulations once again to you and the team, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night.
Thank you very much.
And now to small project architecture. Let's take a look at the shortlist. Blackheath Artist Studio by Design King Company. John B. Fairfax Learning Centre, State Library of New South Wales by BVN. Lawler Residence by Andrew Donaldson, Architecture and Design. Marn Pool Amenities by Lars Nimmo Architects. Marsden Park Amenities by Croffey. Summer Place, also by Croffey. Sydney Park Amenities by Aileen Sage Architects with City of Sydney. And Wicks Park Amenities by Sam Crawford Architects. And in this category, the jury has awarded 2 commendations, 2 awards, and the named award. The commendations go to Wicks Park Amenities by Sam Crawford Architects and Summer Place by Croffey. Congratulations to the commendation recipients. And an award for small project architecture goes to Sydney Park Amenities by Aileen Sage Architects with City of Sydney. An impressive balance of robust materiality, vigorous maintenance schedules and safety concerns. The jury applauds this delightful outcome, which fits well into the existing parkland context and adds to the rich history of amenities projects in Sydney. Congratulations, Aileen Sage Architects with City of Sydney. And an award also goes to Lawler Residence by Andrew Donaldson Architecture and Design. Mindful of the degree of intervention the budget would allow, the seemingly straightforward manoeuvre of introducing a wrapping piece of joinery successfully redefines the sequence of living and working spaces, achieving a complete spatial transformation of an existing 1940s apartment. Congratulations, Andrew Donaldson Architecture and Design. And the highest honour in this category, the Robert Woodward Award for Small Project Architecture, goes to Marsden Park Amenities by Croffy. Marsden Park Amenities appears to be one of the first public interventions in this new estate and therefore bore a heavy responsibility. The new residential estate on the flattest of Cumberland Plains needed a public building of civic scale to give it a gathering place of importance in a background of low-rise, repetitive suburbia. This is skilled architecture, moving effortlessly beyond the brief to not only satisfy the programmatic requirements, but more importantly, to define a public space with a beautiful and resolved architecture of uplifting civic gestures and fine details. Congratulations, Croffy. And I'm joined now by the Croffy team. We have John Choi, Alberto Keyson and Ewan Healy. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
And I'm loving your mood lighting there. That's looking good. Well, firstly, John, really nice to see you, even though this is kind of a weird way to be doing it, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
What would you like to say on receiving this award this evening?
Look, on behalf of the whole team, and Stocklands has been a real champion on this project. We're really, really proud to accept this award, and thank you for the jury for recognising this. I think it's a recognition of, even on small projects, the importance of these public buildings, and particularly in new communities. So thank you. I might throw it to Alberto.
And also thank you to our collaborators, JMD. Our project was a huge joy to work on, and hopefully that joy played out and is evident in the architecture, and hopefully the community also gets to benefit from that. So, thank
Fantastic.
you.
And what does it feel like to be able to shape the public realm at such an early stage in a development like this?
Well, it's a surprise how we see it emerge. I mean, it's because you don't have much cues to what it's like. Sorry, you don't have much cues to what it's like. I don't know, Albert and Owen, how you found, but it's certainly a joy to see something new emerge, and something that can be objects of delight start to give energy to the face. So,
yeah, it's become an anchor to the community as well, which has been great to see, and it's kind of evolved, and it's kind of constantly evolving as well. It's attracting kind of people from other communities to it as well. So it's really that's the delight in it, I suppose. That's the kind of the magic. So.
Oh, fantastic. Well, and also congratulations on receiving a commendation as well in this category. Would you like to say anything quickly about that project as well? The team is there. Excellent. I'm not going to let you off the hook.
Josh? What do you reckon? Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Danny?
just texting in the background. No, we're Stokes. Summer Place is a tiny budget, so and has also had a huge impact with the community. So we're very happy with the commendation.
Yeah, big shout out to the whole crew at Mama down in Albury for being so supportive and ambitious the whole way through.
Albury City Council as well.
And the council,
That's it.
Fantastic.
Another great, I think, recognition to the clients that those champions really help change our, what we can do out there. So it's fantastic.
Oh, excellent. Well, congratulations to everyone at Croffy. It looks like the party is already well underway, so I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you. Thanks for you.
See you, John.
See ya. Bye-bye.
2, 1.
Hi, we're architects.
You're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Well done. We really nailed that.
That was so bad.
I don't think there's ever going to be an architect's choir.
Thanks, Architectus. You certainly did nail that. And now to sustainable architecture. Let's take a look at the 9 shortlisted projects. Arcadia by DKO Architecture with Breathe Architecture and Oculus. Axel South Everleigh by FJMT. Coiled House by David Boyle Architect. Daramu House by Zahns. Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippmann Partnership. Marrickville Library by BVN. Warrumbungle Visitors Centre by TKD Architects. Welcome to the Jungle House by C+C Architectural Workshop. And Wildlife Retreat at Taronga by Cox Architecture. In this category, the jury has given 4 commendations, 2 awards, and the named award. The commendations go to Axel South Everleigh by FJMT, Wildlife Retreat at Taronga by Cox Architecture, Welcome to the Jungle House by C+C Architectural Workshop, and Daramu House by Zahns. Congratulations to all! The first award goes to Warrumbungle National Park Visitors Centre by TKD Architects. In 2013, the park and original visitor centre were devastated by fires, and the jury applauds this project as a statement of resilience and rebirth, exemplifying architecture's role as healer. Sustainability initiatives include a PV cell array, water collection, the use of thermal mass to regulate temperature, and natural ventilation throughout. Congratulations, TKD Architects. And the second award for sustainable architecture goes to Arcadia by DKO Architecture with Breathe Architecture and Oculus. Responding to community and addressing climate change, this building is fossil fuel free, 100% electric powered and highly efficient, with an extensive roof garden, beehives, food production and shared amenity spaces. Its skin of nearly 500,000 recycled bricks is articulated with deep reveals and solar shading to north and west. Congratulations, DKO Architecture, Breathe Architecture and Oculus. And the highest honour in this category, the Milo Dunphy Award for Sustainable Architecture, goes to Marrickville Library by BVN. The project team's approach was about community and placemaking, and sustainability was a strong component from the start. The building successfully expresses that vision, an inviting, beautiful piece of architecture which offers benefits to a large and varied community. The client and community knew what they wanted as an experience, but couldn't imagine how it would manifest in built form. The architect responded to those needs, creating the space which shelters, supports, and celebrates them. Congratulations, BVN. And I am joined now by Bill Dowser and Nikita, who are in New York, and you've woken up super early, guys. Thank you so much. I understand it's 5:40 over there. Is that right?
It is.
Ah,
It is,
okay.
but it's worth getting up.
You deserve an award for early rising as well. Thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations on this award. What would you like to say, Bill, on receiving this honour?
Firstly, this has been a real commitment from a team over a very long period of time. And we started the project in 2012. It survived 2 council changes and an amalgamation. And I think that just really sticks to the dedication of the team within council who looked after the project. And more recently with Caroline McLeod, who's actually been a great sort of advocate within council, and then also the collective BVN team that's been involved in the project, and that's included many different people, including Olivia Hyde, who worked very much on the competition and set the sort of the sort of guide for the design very early on, and then all of our sub-consultants, so Stenson Farming obviously in terms of sustainability, but also Aspect Studios, TTW and others who are actually all engaged in the process.
And the jury were particularly impressed with the adaptive reuse in this project. Can you talk us through some of those aspects?
Yeah, sure. Well, it was such an interesting site because the what's actually there was the old Marrickville Hospital, and incorporating that as part of the building was really rich in terms of not just the sustainability, but also the social sustainability angle of that. And I think the Marrickville region, or Marrickville area, has such a diverse group of people, and that's what we did a lot of community consultation up front, and that came back was telling the story of the sustainability in the building, so that it tells the story of what's happening within the building, so that it actually uses it as an education tool.
And do you have a message for the community about this project, Bill, and perhaps what winning this award is going to mean for them?
Not so much a message. I think it's actually just fantastic that people are really loving the building, and I think that it was great to win the People's Choice Award for that, exactly that reason, and then really just to be aware of the systems and the things that happen within a building and how a building can actually serve the environment.
Fantastic. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning. Congratulations to the entire BVN team once again on this project, and I hope you manage to get back to Australia soon, Bill.
Well, there is a whole team too in the office, so unfortunately we were trying to FaceTime them to get them in, but we can't.
Oh, okay. Well, big shout out to everyone in the BVN office tonight as well, and thanks, Bill. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we will be back very shortly after this break with the messages from the award sponsors.
Why do you think we feel an emotional connection to brick?
When we start looking at the design, what colour, what texture, we sort of look at the red earth of the heart of Australia.
How do you think that people will view the building in 50 years' time?
We talk about, a lot of it is about designing for timeless beauty. There's also another ways of look at design for the moment.
When it's time to build on quality that's proven in Australia's harsh environment. Build on Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Style. Experience. Excellence. You have it all when you choose Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Insist on the best. Insist on Lysart.
I'm and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Alan, Jack and Cottier. The next category is Commercial Architecture, supported by Lysart, and Business Development Manager Will Pereira has sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv. Good evening all. Coming to you straight from one of our commercial sites, Lysart's are delighted to be part of the AIA's recognition for commercial architecture in New South Wales. All the entrants showed great flair in a lot of their designs, using our custom orb right through to our Zenith range worth of products. Good luck to all, and here are the nominees.
.230 Sussex by Crone Architects. 44 Market Street by Woods Bagot. 44A Favo Street by Hill Fallis Architecture and Urban Projects. Axel South Everleigh by FJMT. Bankwest Stadium by Populous. Daramu House by Zarns. Phoenix Central Park by Durback Block Jaggers and John Wardle Architects. 60 Martin Place by Hassel. Vibe Hotel Darling Harbour by WMK Architecture. And Wildlife Retreat at Taronga by Cox Architecture. Thanks, Will. In this category, the jury has given 2 commendations, 2 awards, and the named award. The commendations go to 60 Martin Place by Hassel and 44A Favaux Street by Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. Congratulations! An award for commercial architecture goes to Daramu House by Zahns. This project is imbued with elegant confidence and a refinement not often seen in commercial buildings. Daramu excels at both the micro scale of human touch and the macro scale of providing a street wall to an emerging precinct. Congratulations, Zahns. And the second award for commercial architecture goes to Bankwest Stadium by Populous. Designed with a sophisticated understanding of stadia, every attempt has been made to offer humanising spaces, and the architect has made this a work of clear and public dimension, with clever plays of structure, repetition, proportion, and careful physical dimension at every turn. Congratulations, Populous! And the Sir Arthur G. Stevenson Award for Commercial Architecture goes to Phoenix Central Park by Durbach Block Jaggers with John Wardle Architects. The jury describes Phoenix as a work that relies on the client's judgment, benevolence, kindness to the profession, and an ability to let the intent unfold. Interweaving the visual and performing arts, both gallery and theatre needed to be separated from the outside world, allowing each architect to explore their own language of material and form. Bound together by a continuous external skin of brickwork designed by both architects, working with conversation and debate, humour and respect. In the jury's words, this is an enlightened collaboration. Congratulations, Durbach Block Jaggers with John Wardle Architects. And I am joined now by Camilla Block and Neil Durbach and the team. Congratulations.
Hi.
Yes, you can give a woo, that's fantastic. Now, the jury obviously commented on the very collaborative nature of this project. Can you give us a little bit of insight into working with John Wardle on this exceptional building?
It was such a fantastic project for us, and it was such an eye-opener to work so closely with a team from John's office. And it was the most wonderful. I mean, collaborations aren't always so happy, but we really found that it was sort of underpinned by friendship and humour and actually by Judith's generosity, always.
Yes, and the jury made, special note, of course, of the client as well in this project. It's an extraordinary brief. Can you give us a little bit of insight into, I guess, the brief that you were given and how you've approached it?
The project in a way is like a testimony to trust, because Judith just trusted us to do our best work. She gave us a very broad beginning and said, go. And really that trust carried through the whole project, through the team at John's office, our office, the builder, the sub-consultants, the subbies, everybody just felt empowered to do their best work. So we felt very, very honoured that Judith trusted us to that extent.
And your practice has an exceptional body of work. You are multi-award winning in terms of the projects that you do. Where does this project stand within that body of work?
Oh, this is a once in a lifetime, I think, for us. I don't know that it was magic.
Fantastic. And is there anyone else that you'd like to acknowledge?
Neil, if he would just say something.
Yes, come on, Neil. You're being very silent there.
We should acknowledge John Wardle as well, I think. I think he did. What did he do?
He did work on it at some point.
Yes. Well, we're going to try to catch up with him. So, yes, good to acknowledge him. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I do hope you and the team enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hi, we're Nettleton Tribe and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Nettleton Tribe. And now to residential architecture, multiple housing. Let's take a look at the 12 projects shortlisted in this category. 537 Elizabeth Street by Woods Bagot. Arcadia by DKO Architecture with Breathe Architecture and Oculus. Blackwattle Apartments by Turner. Boomerang Tower by Bates Smart. Lux on Eve by Smith and Zarnes. New Life, Darling Harbour by Architectus. Studio Apartments, 10 Dudley Street by Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. The Bircham by Alan Jack and Cottier. The Regiment by Nettleton Tribe. Verve Residences by CKDS Architecture with Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. Waterloo Apartments by Chenchow Little. And West End Residences by Turner. In this category, the jury has awarded 2 commendations, 4 awards, and the named award. The commendations go to The Bircham by Alan Jack and Cottier and Blackwattle Apartments by Turner. Congratulations! The first award for multiple housing goes to Studio Apartments by Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. Cleverly sited on a challenging triangular site, this project demonstrates the potential for equitable and diverse density in existing urban locations. The jury applauds this expertly designed and executed development, an archetype for the studio typology. Congratulations, Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. An award also goes to Waterloo Apartments by Chenchow Little. Architecturally complex with layers of reference and experience, this highly nuanced and intelligent architectural achievement is the centrepiece of the Lachlan Precinct, an area of former industrial uses, and is an inventive and distinctive insertion into the recent built fabric of this precinct. Congratulations, Chenchow Little. The third award for multiple housing goes to Boomerang Tower by Bates Smart. This high-density mixed-use project responds to the bold urban scale of Olympic Boulevard with a strong, singular approach. The sculptural form pulls apart traditional tower planning typologies using context, orientation and environment to remould the floor plate into a sinuous and slender plan. Congratulations, Bates Smart! And an award for multiple housing also goes to 537 Elizabeth Street by Woods Bagot. Maximising a tight urban corner site in the dense city fringe, this is an exemplar in quality amenity, planning and materiality. The jury applauds 537 Elizabeth for providing crafted quality and amenity for residents as well as neighbourhood revitalisation. Congratulations, Woods Bagot. And the highest honour in this category, the Aaron Below Award for Residential Architecture Multiple Housing, goes to Verve Residences by CKDS Architecture with Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. Verve Residences brings a commanding presence to Newcastle's streetscape and skyline that challenges the monolithic, single-use tower and podium type. Creating a new urban frontage to one of Newcastle's major streets, the thoughtful planning provides public space along the canal and communal landscape spaces that are a striking contribution to the city. The jury commends this project as an exemplar, combining public benefits, activation, and leading residential design. Congratulations once again, CKDS Architecture with Hill Thallas Architecture and Urban Projects. And I am joined now by Stuart Campbell and the team from CKDS. Congratulations, guys.
Hi, thank you. Wow.
Now, I'm very glad we got to have a quick chat with Philip earlier in this evening when you guys won the Blacket Prize, and he told us you are actually at Verve right now. Is that right?
We're here right now. We're on the 18th floor with developer Warwick Miller. Hello.
Hello, Warwick.
We have the team with us, so we can't believe it. Fantastic.
Well, look, it was quite a field. As you saw, the jury gave out several awards and commendations, and this is, of course, the highest honour. Can I ask what it means to the practice to have received this award tonight?
Well, I think from day dot, we've been working with the team at Hill Palace as well on this project, and it's been a wonderful collaboration from the get-go. And I mean, it means it's such a fantastic prize. We're so pleased. We do a lot of this work in multi-residential, so to win this prize is just an amazing outcome. So we can't believe it.
So does it.
and yeah, a wonderful collaboration. But the team's been fantastic. So Joel, instrumental during particularly the construction phase. Joel, well done, and everyone else, Sarah, Jess. I mean, everyone in the team, Ben, and look, I couldn't go through everyone and name them one by one, but really, can't believe it. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone.
Well, look, that's wonderful. And look, congratulations to the team. You obviously have a lot to celebrate tonight, so I'll let you go. But thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Hi, we're both Smart, and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Bait Smart. Another great dog there. The next category is Residential Architecture, Alterations and Additions. There are 17 projects in the running. Let's take a look at the shortlist. Balmain Rock by Ben and Penna Architecture. Bismarck House by Andrew Burgess Architects. Coiled House by David Boyle Architect. Cooks River House by Studio Plus 3. Courtyard House by Joe Aegis Architect. Drill Hall House by Tobias Partners. Exoskeleton House by Tact Studio. Glassbook House by Sibling Architecture. Grant Peary House by Virginia Carriage Architect. House RV by Plus Minus Design. JJ House by Bogey Grant Architects. Linfield House by Polly Harbison Design. Arbitus House by Smart Design Studio. Parry Street by Curious Practice. Redwood by Chenchar Little. Treehouse by Madeline Blanchfield Architects. And Waterloo House by Anthony Gill Architects. The jury has given 4 commendations, 4 awards, and the named award in this category. The commendations go to Courtyard House by Joe Aegis Architect. Exoskeleton House by Tact Studio. Linfield House by Polly Harbison Design. And House RV by Plus Minus Design. Congratulations! An award for alterations and additions goes to Waterloo House by Anthony Gill Architects. This is highly skilled and disciplined architecture. Rarely do you see such an unpretentious and client-focused work deliver such outstanding architecture. Every move appears so appropriate, it's hard to imagine this work is not part of the original intent of the Terrace House project. Congratulations, Anthony Gill Architects. The second award for alterations and additions goes to Grant Peary House by Virginia Carriage Architect. It is a brave architect who takes on a renovation of a Robin Boyd awarded house, altering the already highly awarded design by Graham Yarn. This project demonstrates that an evolving family can renew and subtly transform their existing house to accommodate changing needs, and the jury applauds these elegant and meticulous alterations. Congratulations, Virginia Carriage Architect. The third award goes to JJ House by Bogey Grant Architects. This alteration celebrates and transforms the traditional nature and organisation of the inner city Federation bungalow. It is exemplary as an approach for altering and establishing a sense of individuality in the recognisable housing stock of our suburbs. Congratulations, Bogey Grant Architects. And the fourth award for alterations and additions goes to Redwood by Chen Chow Little. Chen Chow Little's material restraint and sublime detailing, set against the deliberately playful spaces, makes this highly skilled architecture. Their talent is further emphasised by the disciplined and respectful planning and restoration of the heritage building, so that it happily plays its programmatic part for this grand home. Congratulations, Chen Chow Little. And the highest honour in this category, the Hugh and Eva Burek Award for Residential Architecture, Alterations and Additions, goes to Bismarck House by Andrew Burgess Architects. This is a richly layered and exquisitely crafted transformation of a semi-detached dwelling. Breaking with the expected sequencing of rooms, the building form pinches to introduce a courtyard space between dining and living areas, inserting greenery and light at the centre of the plan. Bismarck House achieves a completeness in its consideration of the existing building, new addition and garden. Architecture is generously gifted to the street as well as the inhabitants. Playful, elegant and enduring in its expression. Congratulations, Andrew Burgess Architect. And I'm joined now by Andrew Burgess. Congratulations, Andrew.
Excited.
Fantastic. Can you give us a little bit of context to this particular project?
Well, it was it was a fairly unique project, and that seems to be one of the themes tonight. We were working with the landscape architect, Will Dangar, and his wife, Julia. We had a fantastic collaboration between Will and the builders, Robert Plum Build. And Will just sort of said, do something you haven't done before. And that was kind of the brief. Yeah, so, we were very lucky to get the commission.
And are the clients watching tonight? I imagine you're not actually at the project, unlike the last people we spoke to.
No. To be honest, I've just ducked out of the pub so I can hear. But
nice.
Yeah. Look, I'm hoping they're watching, but certainly we'll celebrate. Yeah.
Fantastic. And can I ask what it means to you and to the practice to receive this honour this evening? Obviously, it was a very strong field of contenders in this category, and you've received the highest honour.
Yeah, it's very exciting for our practice. It's not an award we've had before. We were very excited about the project. It was, within my team, Peter Rice and Eric Yee, and in particular Min Dark, who was the project architect, but more than that, really a kind of co-designer on the project. It really was a wonderful kind of just working together. And so it's very exciting for everyone to win this, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, congratulations once again to you and your entire team, and enjoy the rest of the night. You can go back to the pub now.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Hi, we're WMK Architecture and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Cheers, cheers. Nice work, WMK. It looks like that took some serious coordination. And now to the next category, Residential Architecture Houses New. Let's take a look at the 18 shortlisted projects. Ballast Point House by Fox Johnston. Basin Beach House by Peter Stutchbury Architecture. Bendalong House by Madeline Blanchfield Architects. Blackheath House by James Stockwell Architect. Breezeway House by David Boyle Architect. Castle Cove House by Terroir. Cloud Cottage by Tact Studio. East Street by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Glebe House by Chenchao Little. Leichhardt Makia by Studio Haptic. One Windigal Place by Collins and Turner with Temple and Stockwell. Palm Beach Blue by Ben and Penner Architecture. The Seed House by Fitzpatrick and Partners. Tree House by Matt Elkin Architect. Upside Down Akubra House by Alexander Symes Architect. Vicky's Place by Curious Practice. Wallace Lake House by Matthew Woodward Architecture. And Welcome to the Jungle House by C+C Architectural Workshop. In this category, the jury has awarded 6 commendations, 4 awards and the named award. The commendations go to Bendalong House by Madeline Blanchfield Architects, Wallace Lake House by Matthew Woodward Architecture, One Windigal Place by Collins and Turner with Temple and Stockwell, Upside Down Akubra House by Alexander Symes Architect, Tree House by Matt Elkin Architect, and The Seed House by Fitzpatrick and Partners. Congratulations! The first award goes to Palm Beach Blue by Ben and Penner Architecture. A playful reinterpretation of the humble beachside shack, Palm Beach Blue is a retreat that allows its occupants full immersion within the landscape while remaining respectful to its existing context. Its soft blue tones disappear into the sky above, while its sandstone platform anchors to the earth below. Congratulations, Ben and Penner Architecture. And an award also goes to Breezeway House by David Boyle Architect. This is a holiday house that is light-hearted and fun, where detail, material and spatial experiences will surely invoke many fond memories in the years to come. Impeccably detailed and playfully resolved, there is a real sense that love and care have been taken to design and build this house. Congratulations, David Boyle Architect. The third award for Houses New goes to Basin Beach House by Peter Stutchbury Architecture. A curved copper shell stretching almost 25 metres from east to west creates a comforting cover for this private residence in an exposed location in Mona Vale. On either side, 7 cast concrete feet anchor the building to the ground, like a crouching animal or a giant beach tent. A beautiful response to the harsh environment. Congratulations, Peter Stutchbury Architecture. And the fourth award goes to East Street by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Located on the outskirts of Albury, this is an excellent example of the humble suburban house transformed by sophisticated architecture. The restrained material palette is carefully composed to create spaces that are elegant without pretense, and the house demonstrates that building modestly can create results that are grand, generous, and enriching. Congratulations, Kirsten Thompson Architect. And the highest honour in this category, the Wilkinson Award for Residential Architecture Houses New, goes to Glebe House by Chenchao Little. Behind its enigmatic facade, this modestly sized but generously proportioned 4-bedroom house on a tight inner Sydney site provides an exemplary balance of imagination and restraint. The house expands the potential of a small building by juxtaposing unexpected elements, the monumentally scaled windows and the modest spaces inside, the lush joinery curves of the internal walls and the simple white timber boarding of its envelope, the simple prism of its external volume, and the complex sculpture of its interior. In the client's own words, it is inviting and luxurious, and yet simple and humble. Congratulations, Chenchao Little. And I am joined now by Tony Chenchao and Stephanie Little. Hi guys, congratulations.
Hi. Thank you.
You have a beautiful composition of people behind you tonight. I think you win my prize for best framing. Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your award wins tonight in the categories of multiple housing and alterations and additions as well. And now, of course, this prestigious award. What does it mean to the team to receive this tonight?
Well, I think we were incredibly honoured to receive this award, and we had a great team. From our office, we had Mark and Josh who worked on the project, and some wonderful clients, incredible clients who really embraced our ideas. They were really, really enthusiastic, and great builders, great contractors. Windor did the lovely windows, joiner Anthony Ritchie. So it was just a wonderful project to work on. Thank you.
And Stephanie, tell me about the clients. How are they going to react when they find out that they've received this award tonight?
I'm sure they'll be very happy. They're actually watching this live from Singapore tonight. So I think they've been texting us with our last 2 awards. So I'm sure they'll be over the moon. They're very wonderful, enthusiastic clients. So.
I think our client Kathlyn will be going, woohoo, Kathlyn.
Well, it's fantastic that we can give a shout out to them, and great that, this year with this format, we're able to have the kids behind you there joining in and also your clients overseas. That really is fantastic. Is there anyone else you'd like to acknowledge?
What do you got first?
Well, our wonderful team behind us, they're fantastic and they're enthusiastic and supportive, and we couldn't do it without them. So,
and I think Mark and Josh who worked on the project also.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, well, look, congratulations once again. You guys have a lot to celebrate, so I will leave you to it. But thank you so much. Enjoy the night.
Hi. We're the New South Wales Sona Committee, and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Sona. The next category is Interior Architecture, supported by the Institute's major national partner, Dulux. And Jess Lindsay has this message.
Thanks, Viv. From our home office to yours, our Dulux family would like to congratulate all of the outstanding projects nominated in this year's Interior Architecture category. We appreciate how challenging 2020 has been and the adaptability and resilience required in this ever-changing dynamic. We at Dulux are committed to supporting our design partners and your project requirements as they unfold. But for tonight, let's celebrate the exceptional projects and people in our design community together. And now let's take a look at the shortlisted projects in the Interior Architecture category.
AMP Angel Place Lobby Refurbishment by Hassel. Bismarck House by Andrew Burgess Architects. Breezeway House by David Boyle Architect. CBA Axel South Everleigh by Woods Bagot with FJMT. Concrete Blonde by Carter Williamson Architects. Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippman Partnership. Grant Peary House by Virginia Kerridge Architect. Hotel Rose Bay by Richard Stanisic. Linfield House by Polly Harbison Design with Arendt and Pike. Phoenix Central Park by Durback Block Jaggers and John Wardle Architects. State Library of New South Wales Mitchell Building Refurbishment by Hassel. UNSW Sir John Clancy Auditorium by Lars Nimmo Architects. Woodcroft Neighbourhood Centre by Carter Williamson Architects for Blacktown City Council. And Woollahra Courtyard House by Coab Architects. And from the shortlist of 14 projects, the jury has given 4 commendations, 3 awards and the named award. The commendations go to CBA Axel South Everleigh by Woods Bagot with FJMT. Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippman Partnership. AMP Angel Place Lobby Refurbishment by Hassel. And Bismarck House by Andrew Burgess Architects. Congratulations to the commendation recipients. An award for interior architecture goes to Hotel Loseby by Richard Stanisic. The Hotel Loseby provides a repeatable example of the gentrification of a traditional pub. This work is one of detail, precise consideration of colour and composition of spaces, while the interiors spill onto the streets, welcoming all who walk by. Congratulations, Richard Stanisic. The second award for interior architecture goes to Breezeway House by David Boyle Architect. Receiving its second award this evening, this house provides an exemplar of interior experiences, precisely related to their function. It does so by elevating the everyday requirements of light, colour, material, detail and furniture, providing a space that embeds serenity alongside joyful anticipation. Congratulations, David Boyle Architect. And the third award for interior architecture goes to Grant Perry House by Virginia Kerridge Architect. In its second award this evening, this project frames the second chapter of a client's life with art and architecture, adapting Graham Yarn's highly acclaimed work. Pragmatic but mostly artful, this interior develops the idea of working over the achievements of a peer, honouring their mastery and feeling comfortable to edit as required. Congratulations, Virginia Kerridge Architect, once again. And the John Verge Award for Interior Architecture goes to Phoenix Central Park by Durbach Block Jaggers with John Wardle Architects. The jury describes this as a masterful outcome, where enormous generosity is evident, with each architect working at their best. Concrete gallery walls, painstakingly made on site, comprise a complex stack of differing volumes, interconnected by stairs and bridges. Unexpected views and natural light from geometric skylights reflect and filter light into a soft glow. The jury noted that the bespoke, the implied and the anecdotal are often lost in contemporary work. This project imports all of these in the course of its crafting, with precise and subtle terms, a rarity in projects of this scale. Congratulations once again to Durbach Block Jaggers with John Wardle Architects. And I'm joined now by this year's gold medalist, John Wardle. John, congratulations to you and the team.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, I think applause is definitely in order. The second named award for this project this evening, and it's great that we're able to have you winning 2 awards so that we can catch up with you. We've had a quick chat with the other half of the team. Can you tell us a little bit about it from your perspective, please?
Well, firstly, to acknowledge, yes, it was the coming together of 2 practices, and 2 practices that were friends, had been friends for many years, that could come together and join forces with a remarkable commission that Judith offered us both, and take on the task with such great humour and wonderful occasions that we formed around the discussions of design over a very lengthy period of time, half a decade. So it is, for us, it's been such a wonderful project. Must thank the Institute for doing all of this during these times, and to the jury. Our discussions with the jury during the course of lockdown were a great pleasure, so thank you to them and to our wonderful team. There's as many people as you can get into house in Melbourne at the moment, but there are many more that we'll look forward to sharing this with. But to the great consultants, wonderful builders, Judith herself, and again to share this with DBJ, fantastic.
Now, John, obviously, yes, applause. You have an extraordinary body of work behind you. Obviously, you're this year's gold medalist as well. And I did ask this question of Camilla and Neil as well, but where does this project stand for you in your body of work?
Well, Camilla said it was the commission of a lifetime. Being an eternal optimist, I'd say it's a commission, as both practices probably reach nearly the midpoint of their professional lives. I would say there's still maybe some up ahead, optimistically, but certainly to date, this has been just a remarkable, breathtaking opportunity to work closely with others and do as well as we possibly could and had to do. Judith gave us the task with a very open brief to do something as good as we possibly could, so we were under that requirement to do so.
Well, look, congratulations once again to you and the team, and I hope the celebrations continue well into the night. I know you guys are down in Melbourne, so things are a little smaller scale down there in terms of the number of people you can have, but enjoy the night.
We will. Thank you. Thanks very much.
And we will be back. We'll be back with the next category announcements, starting with Heritage, after this very quick break.
Dulux Wash and Wear for a superior washable finish. If it's worth doing, it's worth Dulux.
Field is made.
Made for the contemporary.
Made for imagination.
Made for style.
Fielder's Made. Made for inspiration.
Hi, we're Regional Design Service and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thank you, Regional Design Service, and you know, I am yet to see a cat in any of these member shout-outs across the country. And now to the next category, which is Heritage. Let's take a look at the 4 shortlisted projects. Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippmann Partnership. Level 5 Ballarat House by Hillthallis Architecture and Urban Projects. The Signal Box Restaurant by Derived Design. And Wellington Street by SJB. In the category of Heritage, the jury has awarded 2 commendations, 1 award and the named award. The commendations go to Wellington Street by SJB and Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippmann Partnership. Congratulations to you both. An award for Heritage goes to Level 5 Ballarat House by Hillthallis Architecture and Urban Projects. This award recognises a project where every clever thing has been done to recognise culture and interpret it into the future. Fully investigated, understood and made more useful by the designed inputs of Hillthallis over 2 decades, the intelligence, craft and originality of the result are matched only by its subtlety. Congratulations once again to Hillthallis Architecture and Urban Projects. And the highest honour in this category, the Greenway Award for Heritage, goes to the Signal Box Restaurant by Derived Design. This is an inspiring example of adaptive reuse. One of the few remaining operational signal boxes, it is also the only one of its type. The new cafe pavilion is deliberately modest, light and finely detailed, in deference to the strong aesthetic of the masonry signal box. A steel awning delicately connects old and new, and its axis guides visitors to the pavilion dining room, echoing an arriving train. The jury applauds the architect's thoughtful interpretation and response to both the tangible fabric and the intangible meaning of the original. Congratulations, Derived Design. And I'm joined now by Jason Elsley and Lauren Ma from Derived Design. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Now, where are you guys watching from tonight? You're in Newcastle, aren't you?
We're actually in the office of another architect, colleagues of ours, and other small practices in Newcastle. So we're joined by Shack Architects and Warren and Gregory from Curious Practice as well. So we're doing a little collaborative event.
Fantastic. Love to hear it. Can you hear the noise from the guys up at the Verve project? They're keeping it down.
They're a few blocks away.
Yeah, right. Just wait until later on the night, hey? Now, you're a Newcastle practice. Can I ask what it means to you to receive the Greenway Award for this particular project, which is in a really iconic location, isn't it?
Look, this is a really particularly special honour. It was a project that I think started out with some fairly controversial beginnings, being the closure of the heavy rail into Newcastle. And I think the best thing that we could do was really, honour that change from a public transport network to a public domain space by inserting a very small piece of architecture into what is now, Newcastle's newest parkland. And we feel it's a really great gesture to the city, and we'd really like to thank particularly the collaborative efforts that went into the project with particularly our client, the builder, and a lot of the local makers in Newcastle, the Office Environment and Heritage, as well as HDC, Hunter Development Corporation, fantastic in assisting through this process.
That's wonderful. And Lauren, how have the clients responded to this project?
Yeah, it's been really well received all around. It's been a great project to be a part of, and yeah, everyone that's been a part of it, I think, has really enjoyed the whole process.
Fantastic. Well, look, I do hope you enjoy the rest of the night. I'm glad that you've got a little party going on with the other practices. That's fantastic. Congratulations once again to you and the team, and I hope you have a great night in Newey.
Thank you.
Hi.
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 We're Hassel.
And you're watching
The New South Wales
Architecture Awards.
Thanks, Hassel. The next category is urban design. There are 18 projects in the running. Let's take a look at the shortlist. Anzac Memorial Centenary Extension by Johnson Pilton Walker with Government Architect New South Wales. Cardinal Freeman Village by Alan Jack and Cottier. CBD Southeast Light Rail by Grimshaw with Aspect Studios. 60 Martin Place by Hassel. Metro Northwest by Hassel with Turpin Crawford Studio and McGregor Westlake Architecture. University of New South Wales Science and Engineering Precinct by Grimshaw. And Washington Park Master Plan by Turner. In this category, the jury has awarded 1 commendation, 3 awards and the named award. The commendation goes to 60 Martin Place by Hassel. Congratulations! An award for urban design goes to University of New South Wales Science and Engineering Precinct by Grimshaw. This project comprises the civic-scaled Alumni Green, which at the same time folds over the subterranean performance arts theatres and creates an elevated, tiered platform. Distinguished by its restrained aesthetic and refined detail, this seamless integration of external open spaces and pathways unifies the lower part of the campus. Congratulations, Grimshaw! An award also goes to Anzac Memorial Centenary Extension by Johnson Pilton Walker with Government Architect New South Wales. The Anzac Memorial Centenary Extension is a project that required gratitude, thinking and achievement. The architect led a large, complex team through many stakeholder opinions, and the sophistication, simplicity and strength of the design helped guide the resolution and completion of this iconic memorial. Congratulations, Johnson Pilton Walker with Government Architect New South Wales. And the third award for urban design goes to CBD and Southeast Light Rail by Grimshaw with Aspect Studios in collaboration with the City of Sydney on behalf of Transport for New South Wales and supported by Randwick City Council. The challenge of inserting light rail through the historic heart of the central CBD and beyond has resulted in a skillfully adaptable and flexible solution. The materiality and sophisticated detailing proves to be a jewel in the overall Sydney transport network. Bronze canopies, flashes of copper and granite surfaces, all contextually responsive and iconic to the harbour city. Congratulations to the team. And the highest honour in this category, the Lloyd Rees Award for Urban Design, goes to Metro Northwest by Hassel with Turpin Crawford Studio and McGregor Westlake Architecture. This is a series of 8 projects, operating both together at the metropolitan scale of Sydney through a unified kit of parts and independently, connected to each place through art and landscape, grounding each project in history and giving meaningful identity to place. Integrating the public realm, infrastructure and a sustainable vision for future density, the jury describes this as a project that looks forward to how Sydney could be, making space for people and for the future public life of each community. Congratulations, Hassel with Turpin Crawford Studio and McGregor Westlake Architecture. And I'm joined now by Ross Delamotte from Hassel. Ross, thank you so much for joining us this evening and congratulations to the Hassel team.
Thanks, Viv. I'm delighted, and on behalf of Michaeli and Peter, who I know will be jumping out of their skin right now, we're very, very proud. Thank you very much. It's very fitting that this project, which is so grounded in an idea of the landscape of Sydney and to be painting with colour and light, should receive the Lloyd Rees Award. So we're stoked. Thank you.
Well, the jury did say that this project was very much about place and identity. Are you able to talk a little bit about that side of the project and how the team has addressed that so successfully here?
Well, Michaeli and Peter and I sat down before the bid. This was a PPP, and we knew from the start that this had to be about country, about the place of the Northwest, because it had to be something particular for Sydney, particular for the people, so that they could relate to it. So it really started with an understanding of the geology and the topography and the landscape. But what Michaeli and Peter brought to our team was, I suppose, an artfulness in placemaking. So that really, I suppose, took the design to another level. And I'm particularly grateful to some surprising collaborators, in a way, in CPB and John Holland, who were the builders of the project, actually allowed us to evolve the design and change the design with Michaeli and Peter through the process. So I think that took a lot of courage and showed a lot of trust in us, so I'm particularly grateful. It goes without saying that something this big took a lot of people from Hassel. There were 200 of us involved, and in fact the scale of the project is quite extraordinary. 22,000 people worked on the job. So it just goes to show you what the state government is doing. And as the jury said, this is quite a transformative thing and sets up a great grounding for the next layers of evolution of our city. So to that extent, we're humble and very proud to have received the award. So thank you very much.
Oh, well, look, thank you very much for joining us this evening and speaking on behalf of the team, and congratulations to the very many people who were involved over such a long period of time. Thanks so much, Ross.
Okay.
Have a great
Thanks,
night.
No.
Hi,
We're
Grimshaw.
and
You're watching
The
New South Wales
Architecture Award.
Thanks, Grimshaw. And now to educational architecture. Let's take a look at the 9 shortlisted projects. Bethlehem College, Ashfield by Neeson Murcutt and Neil. Electrical Engineering Building by Hassel. Homebush West Public School by TKD Architects. Meriden School, Lingwood Campus by Alan, Jack and Cottier. MLC Senior School Centre by BVN. St Bede's Catholic College, Chisholm, Stage 1 by Shack. University of New South Wales Science and Engineering Building by Grimshaw. University of New South Wales Biological Sciences by Woods Bagot. And University of New South Wales Sir John Clancy Auditorium by Lasnemo Architects. And in the category of educational architecture, the jury has awarded 2 commendations, 2 awards and the named award. The commendations go to Meriden School Lingwood Campus by Alan, Jack and Cottier, and Bethlehem College Ashfield by Neeson Murcutt and Neil. Congratulations to the project teams. An award for educational architecture goes to University of New South Wales Sir John Clancy Auditorium by Lars Nimmo Architects. Standing as an imposing sentry to the Upper Kensington campus Gate 9 arrival precinct, Lars Nimmo have re-established its address by folding open its entrances to a gold, purple and royal blue interior. These colours and textures are juxtaposed against the cool, off-form concrete walls and soffits, which have been painstakingly restored, elevating the intended brutal beauty of this modernist monument. Congratulations, Lars Nimmo Architects. And the second award for educational architecture goes to Electrical Engineering Building by Hassel. A thoughtful refurbishment, the project team's ambition was to reveal electrical engineering through transparency, materials and light. This approach guided a series of careful interventions, enabling the building to service future generations in spaces that support the university's ambition for academic excellence, social engagement and global impact. Congratulations, Hassel. And the highest honour in this category, the William E. Kemp Award for Educational Architecture, goes to MLC School Senior Centre by BVN. With a harmonious and successful balance between open collaborative spaces, performance, practical and more traditional spaces, this project enables students to be more self-directed in their learning experience. The simple yet sophisticated facade of the Senior Centre is composed of a full-height, double-glazed, high-performance envelope, which maximises access to daylight. The immediacy of raw concrete is framed throughout, with sharp detailing and the management of natural and artificial light, imparting warmth and delight to this high-quality place of learning. Congratulations, BVN. And Philip Rossington and the team at BVN join me now. Philip, congratulations.
Thank you, Viv. That's great. We're very, very pleased.
Well, BVN's having quite the night tonight. Can you give us a little bit of context? Yes, it was good to catch up with Bill earlier. I feel bad dragging him out of bed. But can you tell us a little bit about what the school wanted to achieve with this project when they came to BVN?
I can, but I'll firstly just thank a couple of people, Viv.
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'll get back to that. But firstly, just to the 54 BVN staff that worked on the project, thank you. 20,000 hours. To all the consultants, to the jury and the institute, but mostly of all to the whole MLC community, which we're really striving, to get to your point, for a building that would be able to be viable into the future no matter what pedagogical changes happened, and was really for their senior girls as a transition building that transitioned them from school to either tertiary or workplace. So they wanted a building that really reflected something that was a transition between education and the next step.
And as a practice, what is it that BVN enjoys about working on educational projects in particular?
We love education. We love all types of projects, and we find that all types of projects have education in them. And projects all have lots of different types in them. But in education, particularly in the last 10, 15 years, school education has been changing rapidly. And that's why a lot of buildings are having to change, either be demolished because they can't adapt to it, or have massive changes to them. So what the aim for this building and all of our buildings is that they just keep changing. And that was MLC's other part of their brief was they want a building that can change to pedagogy as it goes, and what happens in 20 years rather than having a building that's just set in today's time.
Well, fantastic. Congratulations to you and the team for such an exemplary and flexible project that obviously is going to serve the school very well into the future. I hope the BVN team is having a great night. Are they in the next room yahooing? Or?
Yeah, they're just outside yahooing.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to let you get back to that. Congratulations once again. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
And now to the final category of the evening, public architecture. Let's take a look at the shortlist. Anzac Memorial Centenary Extension by Johnson Pilton Walker with the Government Architect New South Wales. Emmanuel Synagogue by Lippmann Partnership. Marrickville Library by BVN. Metro Northwest by Hassel with Turpin Crawford Studio and McGregor Westlake Architecture. Warilla Library by Brewster Hjorth Architects. Warrumbungle National Park Visitor Centre by TKD Architects. And Woodcroft Neighbourhood Centre by Carter Williamson Architects for Blacktown City Council. And the jury has awarded 2 commendations, 1 award, and the named award in this category. The commendations go to Warrumbungle National Park Visitor Centre by TKD Architects and Metro Northwest by Hassel with Turpin Crawford Studio and McGregor Westlake Architecture. Congratulations! The award for public architecture goes to Marrickville Library by BVN. Receiving its 3rd accolade this evening, this project represents a true vision for the future of public architecture, which must be more than a monument to its purpose or its maker. It achieves this by being a facilitator of community engagement, a positive contributor to and representation of its contextual fabric, and a celebration of its historic and natural environment. Congratulations once again to the BVN team. And the highest honour in the category of public architecture, the Sulman Medal, goes to Anzac Memorial Centenary Extension by Johnson Pilton Walker with the Government Architect New South Wales. Neither a replica nor a pastiche of the original idea, the Centenary Extension looked beyond the brief to transform a subterranean education extension into an integrated experience. This is a journey of the senses, the absence of city noise, the light and shade, and the texture through the interplay of a well-orchestrated palette of materials that, while modern in their execution, seek a respectful conversation with the original memorial. The jury applauds this project for connecting the people of New South Wales with the Anzac story, respectfully interpreting Delit's vision, and embodying the spirit of collaboration and community in a suitable, living memorial. Congratulations, Johnson Pilton Walker with the Government Architect New South Wales. And I am joined now by Richard Johnson, Paul von Rattingen and Matteo. Congratulations on receiving the Sulman Medal. How does it feel?
Well, extraordinary. It's very difficult to say how it feels. I think we were aware right from the beginning of this project what a privilege it was to work on it, and what a privilege it was to be led by such an inspiring brief and challenging brief, and a client that was incredibly supportive. We had, of course, these set of circumstances bring out the best in people, and it certainly did that in our team, and many of them are here now. But we worked very closely with Peter Poulet in the Government Architect's Office. And I think, and as has been said before, the project had a very complex stakeholder group. So navigating through all of that needed the help and support of a great client, which we had. Great sub-consultants, really good builder, but commitment from everybody to do their best. And I think that's what shone out on this project. And I have to say that it's also an exceptional opportunity to work with Fiona Hall, one of Australia's greatest artists, to reinforce the power of the fusion of art and architecture, to sort of talk about and to bring memory and contemporary relevance back into architecture.
Yes, I understand that the artwork is absolutely extraordinary and involved quite a lot of community input as well, particularly in the soil samples that I understand were gathered for this project.
Yes. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, it was really, the artwork really makes the architecture
a place for the whole community in New South Wales. There's over 1,701 communities that were involved in the collection of the soil, and it was quite a logistic endeavor, and it was carried out in a very, very on a quick program by a very capable team at the Anzac Memorial. They need to be commended for that, absolutely.
And it connected community back with the memorial, which is something that this project was all about. So it was a perfect artwork, and I think a perfect process. So again, great collaboration. I think probably for me, this is the joy of working with friends who are our clients, our staff, our colleagues, our sub-consultants, is what makes these projects great and reminds us the joy of being an architect.
Well, it is an absolutely extraordinary project and a great gift to the people, not only of New South Wales, but Australia. So congratulations once again on the Sulman Medal to you, the team, the clients, and everyone who was involved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great night. And we will be back with the announcement of the New South Wales Architecture Medallion very shortly after this quick break.
The Built Environment channel is a free streaming service specifically for built environment professionals. You'll receive a dedicated screen in your office on which will broadcast industry news, your own content, and lots of design inspiration too.
For more than 40 years, Plan Cover has been committed to assisting architects to identify and manage the varied and complex risks which they encounter in professional practice. From the placement of insurance and the provision of technical advice, through to our innovative risk management program, we are dedicated to supporting our architects. Planned Cover, owned by the Institute, protecting the profession.
And that brings us to the final announcement of the night, the New South Wales Architecture Medallion. The highest honour awarded by the New South Wales chapter, the New South Wales Architecture Medallion is selected by the jury chairs from the field of named award winners across all categories you've seen this evening. So without any further ado, the 2020 New South Wales Architecture Medallion goes to Phoenix Central Park by Durback Block Jaggers with John Wardle Architects. And Camilla and Neil join me once again. Congratulations. Is this something of a surprise this evening?
It is a surprise. Where's John?
Well, we're going to be putting a call through to him very shortly. So we're going to have a quick chat with you, then we're going to play the jury citation, and John is going to be on standby to take a call after this. Well, can you tell me your thoughts on receiving this honour this evening? Neil, let's start with you, because you've been suspiciously quiet this evening.
Well, I'm speechless. But, not sometimes, not often, but sometimes circumstances seem to align and coalesce. And you get asked to do such an amazing project. And that kind of makes you reflect on, in a way, all the things that you once loved about architecture, and in many ways that you still do love. And so we get to imagine things that redefine and almost reboot our architectural thoughts and beliefs and feelings. And then we actually get to build this. And we hope that this building continues to bother us in really beautiful ways, and that it actually sometimes lets us experience that moment of transcendence. And so the question in the end for all of us is, did we get to achieve any of those things at all? And well, in a way, the truth is that time in the end will only tell. But the judges, our peers in the profession, think that we sort of came kind of close. And for us, that's a really cool feeling. So thank you.
And Camilla, is there anything that you would like to say to close before we cross to John?
Okay, I'm just going to say thank you to all the people that we forgot to thank before. FDC, Colliers, our own team, Simon Stead particularly, who was the project architect, and everybody at John's office. Anybody else?
Okay.
AK, Zhao Zhao, who did some amazing modelling work. The list goes on. There's a huge list of people that worked on this building and worked on it with such love and commitment. So, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations to you once again and your team, who I know are out there enjoying their Aperol spritzers and so forth. You can pretty much join them now. We're going to now see a quick video that summarises the jury's comments in relation to this particular honour while we get John Wardle back on the line to say a few words. Awarded both the Sir Arthur G. Stevenson Award for Commercial Architecture and the John Verge Award for Interior Architecture, Phoenix is a project that promotes collaboration at every level, from client to builder to craftsman, and finally to practitioners within architecture itself. In awarding the New South Wales Architecture Medallion, the jury considers that this project proves that nothing worthwhile can happen without the will and effort of many working, at times together and at times individually, and seeking what is almost impossible with best efforts offered. Congratulations once again to Durback Block Jaggers and John Wardle Architect. And I'm joined once again by John Wardle and team. John, thank you so much for picking up so quickly, and congratulations.
Well, thank you, and it's an enormous pleasure, and thank you again to the Institute and to the jury. It's a particularly rewarding moment in so many careers. We caused so many people to do their best work from within both practices. All the people that came on to the site and did things that to them were extraordinary, and did work to an extraordinary capacity in this act of making a building. It's going to be a building that will have many stories to be told. We have our own, so many stories in the making of this building. It was certainly one made through conversation and deep and wonderful, humorous conversations between our two practices, and then I would translate those back into incredible areas of research and conversation back within our practice. And Judith fueled the flames of the whole process with the most remarkably simple and open brief that really caused us all, with a slight amount of terror, to do something that seemed to have no boundaries. It was a large commission on a very small plot of land. As Neil and Camilla have both said, I think it is about stories and that sort of causing vast ambition to be constructed, and the stories from here on in we'll take great joy in visiting and being a part of. I look forward to many years of just walking into that courtyard door and walking left or right into the world of Durback Block Jaggers and their remarkable interiors, to that great performance space, and then taking time to walk through our chambers full of Judith's art. It'll be a wonderful experience I intend to continue to do for many, many years. So again, thank you for so many people, and our wonderful team too. Thank you.
Well, an outstanding achievement to both teams, and of course to everyone involved and your inspired client. Congratulations once again, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
3, 2, 1. Hi.
At the New South Wales chapter.
You're watching
the 2020 New South Wales
Architecture Awards. Cheers.
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 And that brings the announcements to a close, but before we wrap up for the evening, I'd like to hand over to the New South Wales State Manager, Kate Concannon.
Thanks, Viv. Thank you everyone for joining us for this remarkable show of new architecture in New South Wales. Thank you to our supporters in the New South Wales Government and the City of Sydney, our awards entrants, our fabulous MC Viv O'Connell, New South Wales and national staff, and our partners who make this preeminent program possible. The glamorous Sydney Town Hall extravaganza envisaged for this year's awards night didn't quite pan out, but whether you've been kicking back at home in PJs or at the office with peers, we've all unquestionably been treated by the work of members we've seen awarded and commended tonight. I imagine at times it felt like rather less of a treat for the jurors, who had to make some incredibly tough calls amid such compelling competition. But for this reason, and so many others, we owe the 2020 jury, led by Peter Poulet, a huge thank you for their time, effort, expertise, and the way in which they took the COVID-19 restrictions in their stride to play their critical part in delivering a robust awards program for 2020 in extraordinary circumstances. Congratulations to all our winners and to those who made the shortlist. If you tuned in for even just a part of the announcement tonight, it will have been near impossible to miss this building I'm standing in front of here, Phoenix Central Park by Durback Block Jaggers and John Wardle Architects. Another extraordinary project achieved with one of Australia's strongest supporters of new architecture. It speaks to that pure, deeply resonating note that sounds right at the sweet spot of a great client-architect partnership. Jury Chair Angelo Candelapis described Phoenix as an authentically Australian architecture. Certainly it is an incredible gift to the people and the architectural culture of Sydney, and I'm sure it will prove influential and inspiring in the years ahead. Again, thank you for celebrating with us the kind of architectural excellence we know can be so positively transformative for how we live, work and play, and thank you for supporting the Institute and your professional community. We hope the awards parties happening in homes and studios across the state tonight will kick on, but for now, from us, it's good night.
Thanks, Kate, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening as we've celebrated architecture across New South Wales. I'd like to congratulate all of the winners this evening and everyone who entered the New South Wales Architecture Awards program this year. Congratulations to you all. I'd also like to thank the Institute's corporate partners for their support of the awards program, and thanks so much for sharing those messages with us this evening. And just to note that the full jury citations will be available very, very shortly on the Institute's online catalogue, and there'll be a link in the description box below where you can read the full citations for all of the projects that received commendations, awards and named awards this evening. And just a quick reminder that we have 2 more weeks of Architecture Awards announcements ahead of us. I do hope you can join me next Thursday evening for the Queensland Awards, next Friday for Victoria, and the following Friday for the International Chapter Awards. In the meantime, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.
You've been watching the 2020 New South Wales Architecture Awards, proudly supported by Bluescope, Brickworks, Endurix, Lysart, Fielders, and Bondor, Built Environment Channel, Planned Cover and Architecture Media.